Oh, hi there. Brian here with your fix of entertainment news to make your Monday more of a fun day. Coming up, McDonald's marketing materials reveal yet another character from Captain America: Brave New World. The Russo brothers blame young audiences with ADHD for the MCU's recent slump. Okay. And Craven the Hunter will face off with a lion at the box office following yet another delay. It's the entertainment fix. Less than 2 weeks ago, we reported on some characters from Captain America: Brave New World getting revealed by McDonald's Happy Meal toys, and the fast food giant has another surprise for us today, our first look at the new Falcon. With Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson officially donning the Stars and Stripes to play Cap, his pal Joaquin Miller, played by Danny Ramirez, will be taking flight as Falcon. Miller was introduced in Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but this is our first look at his new costume. As you can see, it is now green, and if you look closely, you'll notice that it has wings, much like an actual falcon, which is kind of a bird. You probably didn't need me to tell you any of that, but look out for IGN's Birds Explained video coming probably never. Brave New World was originally planned to release this July, but due to the actors and writers' strikes, it was delayed till next February. It's unclear if McDonald's didn't get the memo or if it's too much trouble to also delay these promotional tie-ins. There were similar issues during COVID when the official merchandise for movies like Dune Part 1 and Wonder Woman 1984 had come and gone from store shelves by the time the movies finally got released. Until we hear otherwise, Captain America: Brave New World is slated to hit theaters on February 14th, 2025. That's Valentine's Day. We'll keep you posted if McDonald's drops any more exclusive reveals before then, or if they bring back the McRib or Shamrock Shake or the Grimace that had 4 arms that they used to have. He lost 2 of them. Do you know that? In the war. Up next, the real Brave New World, the next Captain America movie, is facing is one where a Marvel movie isn't a guaranteed hit, commercially and critically. At one point, it seemed like Marvel Studios could do no wrong, but recent releases both in theaters and on Disney Plus have seen diminishing returns. Joe and Anthony Russo, who directed Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame, spoke to Games Radar about the MCU's waning popularity, and it doesn't sound like they think it's an issue with the quality and or quantity of the content itself. Here's what Joe said. There's a big generational divide about how you consume media. There's a generation that's used to appointment viewing and going to a theater on a certain date to see something, but it's aging out. Meanwhile, the new generation are, I want it now. I want to process it now, then move on to the next thing, which they process while doing 2 other things at the same time. He went on to point out that how we communicate and consume media as a society has changed drastically with social media, and added, I think that the 2-hour format, the structure that goes into making a movie, it's over a century old now, and everything always transitions. So there is something happening again, and that form is repetitive. But it's hard to reinvent that form, and I think this next generation is looking for ways to tell their own stories that service their own sort of collective ADHD. Okay, so I sort of get where he's coming from, but this didn't seem to be a problem for Avatar, The Way of the Water, Oppenheimer, or Dune Part 2, all of which were like 3 hours or more, and all managed to hold the attention of millions of moviegoers for roughly 3 hours each. They were all hits. So maybe you're wrong. On the other hand, The Batman was about 3 hours and a superhero movie, which puts to rest the superhero fatigue argument. Anthony Russo chimed in about that, saying, I think it's fatigue in general. People used to complain about Westerns in the same way they lasted for decades and decades and decades. They were continually reinvented and brought to new heights as they went on. Okay, again, that's a fair point, but it's just different dance steps around the same issue, which is that the MCU isn't quite what it used to be. Sure, people have shorter attention spans, but also, if people are properly entertained, they don't get bored. Hopefully, Deadpool and Wolverine gives the MCU a little kick in the ass. And finally today, Marvel Studios might be off their A game, but at least the MCU is in better shape than whatever Sony is calling those Spider-Man adjacent movies. It's like the Spumco or something like that. You know, the ones that don't actually have Spider-Man in them. Well, it doesn't seem like Craven the Hunter will feature the iconic villain actually fighting Spider-Man, because why would it? But if you can't wait to find out for sure, I have bad news for you. You have to wait a few more months. I know, you're probably like, God, I couldn't wait. for Craven. Sony announced that Craven's theatrical release date has been bumped from August 30th to December 13th of this year, putting it squarely in the holiday release window, which is usually dominated by family films, Oscar contenders, or an Avatar, which is all of the above. Craven is Sony's first R-rated entry in the Spider-Man, Spider-Matic, Spider-Verse that probably doesn't have Spider-Man in it. Craven might have a little more spider clout than Morbius or Madam Web, but my spider sense is telling me he's not quite of a draw as Venom or Carnage. The spot that Craven is taking was originally planned for the 6th installment in the Karate Kid movie franchise, which got karate kicked to May 2025. In addition to fighting lions on screen, Craven will also be doing so at the box office, opening a week before Disney's Mufasa, the prequel to the 2019 live-action Lion King, not to be confused with the direct-to-VHS sequels to the Lion King, the King Guard or Lion King Half or whatever, 2.5. I don't know, they sound like Kingdom Hearts names. I'm not sure who asked for either of these movies, but it's going to be a great holiday season for everyone who either really loves or hates lions. And if you really love the lion in Mufasa, I have bad news for you, because he dies in the Lion King movie. He gets trampled to death by a stampede. It's not pretty. That's your fix of entertainment news from Monday, April 29th. If you haven't yet, go check out the Mufasa trailer or sit quietly for 90 seconds. It's your call. You can just imagine it. Did you see the first live action Lion King where their mouths barely moved, but they sang? That was weird. Could you imagine them doing that again? But Lin-Manuel Miranda does the songs? Well, cool. Then you don't have to watch the trailer. Remember, for all the latest updates from the entertainment world, you know where to find them on promotional posters at your local McDonald's, but also IGN. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.